All right, so the first step to capture mastery, like if you want to build a really, really successful business on the internet, okay, you need to understand what the first step is. And that first step, my friend, is understanding some strategies and some psychology that goes on behind the landing pages. So many marketers, they're just shooting in the dark and they have no clue, what's working or why do they do certain things. And a lot of people just trying to copy other people and not really knowing, whether it's going to work for them or not. Well, I don't want to run my business like that, and you don't want to run your business like that. You want to be you want to be very precise. You want to get to the point to where right, what's going to work, what's not going to work, right? And you do that by being very strategic about your business. So in the last video, I talked about the importance of capturing your own lead, right, and building your own list. And it's very important for you to have your own capture page with whatever it is that you're promoting out there. Listen, amateurs, they don't do this. Professionals, they all use custom landing pages and custom capture mechanism, right? And that allows them to stand out, that allows them to, to control their own front end, to control their own business, to control, their success and their destiny, okay? And that's what you're going to do. That's what I'm going to teach you, okay? So let's talk about some strategy and psychology stuff here. It's going to get really, really good. Listen, I'm going to show you, examples. I'm going to show you what, my stuff. I'm going to take you behind the curtain. Listen, you will really get a lot from this training, okay? So again, before we start talking about traffic, you need to understand this, okay? Because if this is not, if you don't understand this, nothing else will really matter. Traffic is not going to make you successful, okay? Now, there's three components that we really need to address here. Component number one is a lead magnet. Component number two is, what I call a hook, and then the call to action, okay? Again, very simple. I told you there's nothing to it, right? There's just three things you need to understand. Like when you're creating your landing pages, when you're creating your capture mechanism, or your capture machine is what I like to call it, right? Just keep in mind three components. What's my lead magnet, what's my hook, and what's my call to action, okay? And then what you do is you strategically modify it and you optimize each one of those components individually. Okay, you just take, when we talk about optimization, I believe that's, later on in the, in this training here. When it comes to optimization, is you take one of these components and you optimize it, okay? Then you take another one, you optimize it, you split test it, and you get to the point to where you literally can have a 70 or 80% converting landing page, okay? So let's talk about what these are. So the lead magnet, and this might be a little bit of a review if you watch the free video series from Internet Traffic Formula Launch, but a lead magnet is essentially, it's basically, it's a piece of value that solves a specific problem in your marketplace, okay, that you offer in exchange for an opt-in, that you offer in exchange of, some sort of a contact information. That can be an address, that can be an email, a phone number, whatever, right? Now, and you can be in different markets, you can be doing different things out there. This applies to virtually everything, okay? Whether you're, offline brick and mortar, whether you're online info marketer or an affiliate marketer, or multi-level marketer building a team, or network marketer, direct sales entrepreneur, right? You can apply this to virtually anything and everything that's out there. Okay. In fact, I know some offline companies that started to apply, giving away lead magnet in exchange of a prospect's contact information, and they have tripled the revenue. Okay, this stuff works. Now, here's what's important, okay? Before you can address and kind of give away or give them information that addresses a specific problem in the marketplace, you need to know your market, don't you? Okay, so how do you know your market? How do you, like, if you're an info marketer, okay, how do you know your market? Well, you can know your market. There's different things we can do, okay, as strategic marketers. Okay, again, pay attention to this. Don't just watch this video, my friend, from a perspective of just watching it and just to get that information. I want you to be watching this from a perspective of, being very strategic, okay, because every single thing I do in my business, okay, whether from posting something as simple as posting a Facebook, post, to running, a campaign, to, to tweaking my business, to just doing anything in my business, there is a strategy and there is a reason for every single thing that I do, okay, in the business. I don't do stuff just for the sake of doing it, okay? Now, to know your market, you can do surveys, okay? So you can go and you can create a survey. Okay, you can go to like surveymonkey.com and you can survey your you can create a survey, for example, and you can post a survey on your Facebook, and if you have some followers, or you can even run an ad, like a Facebook pay-per-click, right, targeting people who are in your market. Okay, and you can do that. I'm going to show you how to do surveys a little bit later on. Okay, you can just look in the forums of what people are talking about in your particular niche. Okay, what are their questions? What are their concerns? What are they talking about? So this is how you can gather some intelligence. You can go to like Google groups, right, and just pay attention to what folks are talking about. There's different events and workshops going on in your niche, in your marketplace, right, in your industry, whatever you're a part of. Okay, if you just kind of listen. We got 2 ears and 1 mouth. We should be listening twice as much as we speak, right? Unfortunately, or fortunately, it depends how you look at it, right? A lot of people, they just speak twice as much as they listen. Well, I'll tell you one thing: I listen twice as much as I speak. Okay, and so I want to hear what people are talking about at the events, and I want to hear what their challenges are, right? You can also, if you have customers or clients, you can survey them, okay, see what they're telling you. You can pay attention to social media. You can pay attention to your competition, okay? Take a look at what your competition is doing, what they're talking about in their ads. You can look at what they're doing in their emails, okay, what kind of emails they're sending out. One thing that I would recommend you do is, if you want to get really strategic about your business, is open up a different email account, okay, like a Gmail or Yahoo or whatever, and just go and opt in and subscribe to your competition's email, okay, and just see what they're talking about, just see what they're sending out to their list, how they're communicating, and you'll be able to see, right, strategically, and you'll be able to pinpoint, some of the flaws and some of the challenges that's going on in your industry, right, what your competition is talking about, so that you can address it. You can go and you can participate in community, right? There's like Facebook groups, and there is generally, if you're in any kind of niche, there is usually a community of people who gather at places, whether it's physical locations or online, right, in a cyberspace and social places, and you can just talk to them, right? You can also deploy what I call intelligence or intelligent campaigns. Okay, what you do is, again, I would actually spend money. Now, you might not do this right out of the gate, but this is something that I like to do from time to time. I would literally deploy something I call intelligence campaign. Okay, so I would spend some money on marketing a particular advertisement, okay, a particular post, let's say on Facebook, okay, and I would actually pay money to get information and just to get people to fill out the survey, okay? I'm not necessarily selling anything, I'm not necessarily making money out of that, but I would actually spend money, right? Maybe I'll dedicate $50 a month or something like that, right? Just to gather intelligence, and I would post, I would run different campaigns, I would actually run different advertisement campaigns in different places, just for the sake of getting people to take a survey in exchange of some sort of a lead magnet that I will give them at the end. Okay, so I'm basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Check this out. When I run a campaign that basically says, hey, what is your number 1 challenge in, insert an industry or a niche? Okay, what is your number 1 challenge in making money online? What is your number 1 challenge in growing giant tomatoes? What is your number 1 challenge in in training your kids how to party or whatever, right? Whatever your niche, whatever niche you're in, my friend. What is your number 1 challenge with weight loss? What is your number 1 challenge in growing your chiropractor practice, right? Whatever, okay? This applies to everything, and so you can say, fill out this survey and get a free blank, okay, report, video or something else, right, that reveals, whatever, okay. So you're giving them something in return when they fill out a survey, okay. Now, when they fill out a survey, what you're getting is they're telling you what they want, which you have that data, that gold, okay. Number 2 is you have their opt-in because they opted in, okay. And number 3 is now you have a list that told you exactly what they want, and guess what? Your job is to basically find what they're looking for and present it to them, and boom, you're making money. Does that make sense? So again, we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But here is the a diagram that will make sense to you. Okay, this forever changed my business. Now, I did not invent this. I'm not going to take the credit for it. I learned this from one of my mentors, and this is called results in advance. Okay, so check this out. Let this line represent, let's say point A. Okay, this is your prospect, your potential customer. They're not happy. Okay, and then point B is where they want to be. Okay, they want to be happy. So I'll give you an example from my industry, from my niche. Okay, I'm in the internet marketing niche. Okay, so I serve people who want to earn more money on the internet. They want to build their businesses online, right? They want to grow teams on the internet, and they just want to be, maybe they want to sell more stuff online. So that's my kind of people, right, that I serve. And so from just looking at the overall, right, the industry, and just paying attention to what's going on in the industry, from surveying people, from just being active in the community, I know there are several things that people, or several stages that people have to go through in order to get to that end result or the end destination, okay, which is where they're happy, where they're making money, right, and they have more time freedom, they work from home, life is awesome, okay. This will be true for virtually everything out there and for virtually every industry that's out there. Okay, so there is typically 3 or 4 or 5 things that people need to go through, like milestones, in order for them to go from point A to point B where they really want to be. Okay, so for example, in my industry, there's 4 main things that people, let's say if somebody is not making money and they get started and they want to make money, okay? Well, if you just break it down, what are the 4 main things that people need help with? Or 4 main milestones. I can't even 4 main milestones that people have to go through in order to get to that ultimate destination. Okay. Well, in my niche, first of all, before somebody can make money, they need to have something to promote. Okay. So they need to find an offer, something to promote. Once they found an offer, when they have something to promote, they need to create a landing page for that offer, something that I teach, something, again, I'm teaching you, right, how to do, so that they don't rely on somebody else, they rely on themselves, okay? Thing number 3 is they need to get some traffic to that landing page promoting that offer, okay? These are the milestones. And then thing number 4 is they need to be able to convert that traffic into sales. So here's what I can do, okay? I'm being very strategic about this approach and when I market anything, okay? Knowing this about my marketplace, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy some lead magnets, okay? Whether it's a PDF report, I'm going to give away a video, I'm going to give away a webinar, I'm going to do a teleseminar or maybe a mind map, cheat sheet, maybe I can record an audio, I'm going to give away a piece of software or some sort of a sample, whatever. Any one of these, right, can be my lead magnet. And you know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. Check this out. I'm going to take one of those components, okay, one of those 4 things, just one, and I'm going to say, let's say that I'll take the first one, okay, finding an offer. Well, check this out. If somebody wants to make money on the internet and they want to make money, well, first of all, they need to have something to promote. So I can create a video, okay, and I can say, hey, free video reveals how to make money on the internet, step 1, okay? Or I can say, here's how you can start making money on the internet step by step. Okay, and then that first video would reveal step 1 in the formula, or step 1 on this timeline here, which is, hey, excuse me, in order for you to make money online, you need to have something to promote, right? See, something as simple as that, but most people don't think about it, okay? Most people try to overcomplicate a very simple thing, and if you, as a marketer, you'd be very strategic about your marketing, and if you just break things down and simplify things for people, my friend, people are going to love you, okay? People are going to be opting into your stuff. They'll be paying attention to you because most people out there, most other marketers out there, they're trying to deliberately overcomplicate things so that they keep people confused and so that hopefully people come back and buy more stuff from them. And in return, it just backfires on them and they don't even understand it. They don't even know, right? I'm telling you, if you just just take a concept, take a framework, and break it down to the ridiculous, simplify it down to the ridiculous, okay? And then give people step 1 of 4, okay, as a free value, free piece of value. You see what I'm talking about? This is called a lead magnet. This is something I can give away. And then guess what? I can record another video, or maybe I can write out a PDF, right? And just teach people how to create a landing page. Again, the information you're learning here, guess what? You be very strategic about it, and you can go out there if your niche is, teaching people how to make money online or start a business. You can what you're learning here, right? Take this information, package it your own way, right? Rephrase it, reframe it, and you can give it away as a lead magnet. Okay, cool stuff. Now, here are some golden tips, as I call them, when it comes to lead magnet. Okay, now I like to have my lead magnets have a unique, sexy, memorable name. Okay, I'm going to show you some examples here in the next video. Okay, really, really cool. If you can make your stuff stand out, it's really good. Okay, now the lead magnet must be very specific. Okay, I'm going to show you some examples. It must speak to the desired end result of your prospect. Again, we talked about that. That's very important. It must be easily and quickly consumed. So I don't want to give away a book, okay, as a lead magnet necessarily, because if somebody's going to take a week or a month to read a book, okay, chances are they're not going to do any business with me because they haven't consumed the lead magnet yet. Does that make sense? So I want my lead magnet to be very easily and quickly consumed. Generally, if that can be consumed within anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, that's ideal. I want to create a positive expectancy in my marketing. Okay, in my lead magnet. So when people go through my lead magnet, I wanted to be able to simplify it so nicely and keep it so simple so that when people look at my stuff, they go, you know what? I think I can do that. I can see how I can do that. And if you can create a positive expectancy, they didn't even implement what I told them, right? But just from watching you explaining stuff and just from watching you showing stuff, if they can say to themselves, you know what, I can do that. That looks simple. That looks easy enough. That creates a positive expectancy, okay? And what it does is those people they will unconsciously bond with you, okay? Again, you don't even there is no voodoo going on. You don't need to rely on any of the new age persuasion tactics. You just basically being real. And you're basically doing stuff that 99.9% of other marketers are not doing, okay? And so naturally, you will become like this magnet. If you can explain a problem to somebody better than they can explain it, better than they can explain it, listen, they will follow you, okay? They will unconsciously be attracted to you. They will naturally think that you have the solution, okay? And then if you can explain the solution to them, man, it's over. I'm telling you, it's over. Okay, so keep that in mind as you're creating your lead magnets. And I'm going to show you some examples again. It's going to be really good. Now, the lead magnet that I will be giving away, I want that to have high perceived value. Okay, what does that mean? Well, there is an actual value and there is a perceived value. Okay, so the actual value of a Rolls-Royce, for example. Do you think it's $500,000? I seriously doubt it. I mean, it's an upscale BMW is what it is. What's an actual value of, let's say, a Ferrari, or a Lamborghini? Or what about like an actual value of a Rolex watch? Okay, I mean, what's the difference between a Timex and a Rolex from an actual value? Okay, well, not much, really, not much. I mean, Rolex, yeah, it's better. I mean, it's made in Swiss and everything, but is it actually worth 500 times more than a Timex or 100 times more than a Timex? No, but perceived value is when people look at something and they and like, for example, there is an American Express black card, okay? There is a regular credit card and there is a black card, and to get to a black card, right? You have to spend like $250,000 a year with American Express, and you have to have this perfect credit, all that good stuff, right? And then they give you, a chance or an opportunity to enroll in this black card, which you have to pay like $5,000 a month or a year just to have it. Okay. Now, what is it doing? Well, it's a freaking credit card. It's the same credit card as a normal one, right? But people strive for that because it got a perceived value that's high. Okay, it's exclusive. How can you create high perceived value in your marketing? Think about it. Okay, well, you can do that by making your stuff be really good. Okay, you can do, like, if you're gonna do a video, do a good job in the video. If you're gonna do a video, look your best in the video. I'm not talking about dressing up in a suit and tie, but really, be present in your video. What that's gonna do is it's going to, when people go through your stuff, they will look at you if you're gonna do a video, right? And if you're just present, if you're just engaged, if you're talking to that video camera like you're talking to that person, like as if they're standing next to you, does that make sense? They will have that perceived value that's gonna be huge. Okay, they will not know what's going on, but they will be attracted to you. Okay, or maybe you're giving away a software. Okay, softwares have high perceived value, right? If you design your software, listen, invest in a good designer, a graphics designer, and make the software look really, really good. Okay, on the outside, on the cover. Okay, if your perceived value, if you're giving away some kind of DVD or something, right, and you're marketing offline, you're going to be sending the DVD out to people, listen, invest in a good designer to create a really good looking cover for the DVD. Okay, does that make sense? Or an ebook or a website, right? If you're creating a landing page, make your stuff look really good. Okay, because if your stuff looks amateur, it does not have, the perceived value is not there. Does that make sense? So again, simple things that most people don't think about. Okay. Also, in my lead magnet, I want to create an aha moment for people at least once. So as they go through my lead magnet, let's say it's a video, okay, and I talk about a particular topic. I want to explain it in a way so that it's very simple for people to understand. And I also wanted to include at least one aha moment for them. I want to share with them something that they did not think would be there. Does that make sense? Whether it's, you give out some of your best content right there. If you are creating a, if you're going to do a webinar, right? Put your best foot forward. Listen, with the launch of Internet Traffic Formula, what we did, and the reason this launch was, ended up being ridiculously successful is because, we put our best foot forward in the pre-launch content. I gave away some really, really good stuff, right, in a pre-launch. I've invested in a really good videographer, right, to shoot the pre-launch videos, to make the thing look, to make it have a high perceived value. And I gave away really good stuff. I created positive expectancy, right? Again, if you just go back and just kind of model the launch of Internet Traffic Formula and just kind of break it down. Now, with this perspective, knowing all these things, right, now you can go back and you can see that we had, we created positive expectancy, right? We made it easily and quickly to be consumable, right? We spoke directly to the desired end result. We were very specific, right? And, we had a sexy name, Internet Traffic Formula. There was a formula to success, right? It had a name. So we had all of these components integrated within the, ITF, Internet Traffic Formula pre-launch, okay? All right, so next let's talk about the hook real quick here. The hook essentially is it's a big promise, and usually in the headline, basically it's the benefit that your lead magnet will provide. It's what you're promising that they will get. Okay, that's your hook. And again, I'm going to show you guys examples, and it will make sense to you. Now, I want my hook to be very, very specific. Okay, I want it to focus on just one thing and one thing only. A lot of people, they try, they're not specific in their marketing. That's why their opt-in rates suffer, and they're not monetizing their traffic to the fullest like they could be monetizing the traffic, because they keep their focus kind of scattered, right? They, they're not specifically focusing on one thing in their hook, in their promise, okay? That's a big mistake. Again, I want my hook, my headline, to speak directly to the market's desired end result, Okay, and then call to action. It's, here are a couple tips for you. Again, I want it to be very direct. I would like personally to have at least 2 to 3 call to actions on the page, okay, on my landing page. Now, guys, we're talking about the landing page here still, okay? This is still Capture Mastery. I'm explaining to you some psychological things and some strategical things, right, that you need to understand what goes on kind of behind the curtain, right, that is not visible, but it's there. And when you implement it and when you create it from, with knowing all these things, right, then you have then your landing pages will convert better. Okay. Here's something else that works really well sometimes is unusual looking arrows. Okay. Sometimes that can help conversions. And again, I'm going to show you some examples. One thing that I've discovered that allowed me to eliminate a lot of the fake emails that people enter sometimes, right? Is I just, add this little magical phrase. I say information will be emailed or will be sent to the email address provided above, and usually I put that under the the call to action button. Okay, and that proved to reduce the number of fake emails that people enter on my landing page, therefore allowing me to create better audience, obviously capture better emails. And if I capture good emails, my open rates are higher, right? So now when I'm sending out emails, because the email is going out to the actual email address and not a fake email address, right? And people actually get my emails, well, more people open my emails, right? And more people get to my, get to see my stuff. Okay. So, that's, that's call to action for you. What we're going to do next is I'm going to show you some examples of some strategic landing pages and landing machines, capture machines, right, is what I call them. And I'm going to walk you through them. We'll give you the strategy and kind of break down why, I created the way I created them. And then, I want you to take a look at them so that you can have something you can model after. Okay? So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.